All right. What is happening? What is going on? How y'all doing? Welcome to episode 2. And today I'm going to talk about a dying art form in basketball. And that dying art form is the bank shot. Oh yes, the kiss off the glass, the mini layup. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, here's the thing, right? There's no shame in being proficient at banking in shots, kissing it off the glass. I don't know why in the last maybe 12 to 15 years is looked down upon as a way of shooting the basketball. I mean, here's the thing, right? Isn't the point of the game to put the ball in the hoop? Put the ball in the basket any way you can see fit? Finding the easiest way to score, finding the best opportunities to take advantage of the defense to score, mismatches, offensive plays, getting the defense out of their set. That's the whole point, right? So if I can hit up a good bank shot, let's go for it. And you know, I'm really thinking about it more and more. And I really do believe, as much as these new age players are quote unquote skilled, why is that shot seemingly so difficult for a lot of them? I remember watching the All-Star game. Was it last season? Yeah, last season. Oh no, it was the skills challenge. Yeah, and like you're seeing these guys, these are professionals, and they couldn't do a floater. Simple floater. I'm talking like Tony Parker-esque, simple floater. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. Why is that? Well, in my opinion, I think most of the time, a lot of the time, actually, as coaches, as trainers, in the last 7 to 10 years, all we've done is train kids to take it to the hoop or shoot the three. Right? Give them a bunch of dribble sequences, dribble sets, great footwork in terms of dribbling. Like, dribbling has improved over the last 20 years. Three-point shooting has improved over the last 10 to 12 years, 15 years. But mid-range game is gone. Being able to hit a simple bank shot, it's tough for a lot of people. I mean, skilled bank shooters add a dimension to the game. Like, it forces you to use angles, right? High off the glass to avoid the big man, or just low enough to get it under the block, right? You kind of do like a scoop. But the bank shot works. It really does. Even back in the 90s, like, you know, people would be like, man, you didn't call glass. You know, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't call glass, but the ball went in. I'll take it. I remember seeing three-point shooters who would kiss it off the glass. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's a skill. I wish it would be used more and more in the mid-range. It's a great thing to do. Try it. Make it work. And like I said earlier with the whole floaters, right? You know, floaters are cool too. But you know what? If I'm coming down the lane too, straight up in front of somebody, hit it off the glass high. It still goes in. It could be just as pretty. Or maybe not, depending on, you know, how you feel about the game. But, you know, like I said, art form is art form. You have to learn different ways of getting the ball in the hoop. I remember Kyrie Irving saying in one interview that when he was growing up, he would look at different angles on the backboard to see just where he could hit the ball off of so it could go in when he make his layups. I thought that was brilliant. You have this entire huge glass. Like, certain ways you hit the glass, the ball's gonna go in if you practice enough. I don't think people nowadays, young players nowadays, practice that enough. And again, it adds such a dimension to your game. I mean, I read an article. Bank shots can be 20% more effective when attempted at different angles than using other shooting techniques. Now, this article came from the Journal of Quantitative Analysis. And I'm not big on data analytics in terms of sports, but that's another episode. But 20% more effective. 20%. We just don't practice. We don't practice the bank shot. And the funny thing to me about that is, with the bank shot, there are some of the greatest NBA players where the bank shot was their bread and butter. I'm gonna go over this list. Now, this list came from an article from I Bet Networks. Awesome article, and it talks about the top 10. I'm just gonna go from 10 through 1 in terms of their opinion of the top bank shooters. So number 10 was Michael Jordan. Seemingly makes sense. A lot of people regard him as the GOAT. I regard him as my GOAT. And the man mastered mid-range shot. He mastered bank shots. He mastered layups. He mastered all type of techniques to get his shot off. So seeing him on this list, not at all surprised. Number 9, Bob Cousy. Had a great bank shot from mid-range. The guy won 6 NBA championships. I guess the bank shot was doing something right. Bob Cousy, you gotta love it. Number 8, Sam Jones. Clutch shooting and was a prolific bank shot shooter. Kevin McHale, the Boston Celtics. Versatile power forward. Now, Kevin McHale was, like, to me, one of the premier power forwards of his time. And he had an awesome bank shot and mid-range. Look at that. Excuse me. Hakeem Olajuwon, one of the most skilled centers in NBA history. He's actually one of my favorite centers. Great footwork, excellent bank shot, and he had a mid-range. So you all seeing the theme here? You see what's going on? Mid-range, bank shot, mid-range. The better mid-range shooter you are, it seems to be that you can also be an awesome bank shot shooter. Number 5, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant from the LA Lakers. He had awesome scoring prowess. Of course, he had the ability to hit tough shots, but he also had bank shot ability as well. People don't note this enough, but Kobe Bryant was one of the best shooting guards at the bank. Right off the glass. I remember watching several games where he would lay that off. It was awesome. So number 4, George Gervin, San Antonio Spurs. Once again, a prolific scorer, known for his finger roll and for his bank shot. I'm loving this theme we did in here. Dirk Nowitzki, Dallas Mavericks. Revolutionary power forward. Like, he was one of the first who can actually shoot from outside of 18 feet. Had his one-legged fadeaway. We all remember that. But yeah, he had an awesome bank shot with that fadeaway. One leg, turn around, kiss it off the glass. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LA Lakers. Was leading scorer, but one of the most dominant in NBA history. Of course, we all know about his skyhook. It's the skyhook, unblockable shot. But he often banked in from mid-range. And of course, won championships because of that. And number 1, and I totally agree with this one right here, Tim Duncan, San Antonio Spurs. Mr. Fundamental himself. This man lived in the bank. All right? He was there 7 days a week. That was his bread and butter. Like, you knew he was going to do it. You knew the moves he was going to do. I remember Shaq saying in an interview that I know what Tim Duncan's going to do. I'm ready for it, but either way, Tim Duncan was going to get his points. You couldn't stop him. One of the greatest power forwards in NBA history. Again, I want y'all to realize that the theme here is, it didn't matter if you were a shooting guard, it didn't matter if you were a power forward, it didn't matter if you were a center. The name of the game was, you had an excellent mid-range shot, and on top of that, you were able to hit the bank shot. The two go hand in hand. If you learn to do one thing, you're going to be prolific at the other thing. That's it. And that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Like, the bank shot, it's not a thing that should be looked down upon. It is not a skill set that is old. It's not a skill set that's out of date. It's a skill set that needs to be used more often, especially in this era of NBA where there's so much more spacing, there's so much more flooring. Like, you can get to your spots so much easier now. Go for the bank. All right, the bank is open. Use it. It's great. All right, well, I'm out of here. Thank you for your time. Till the next one. Peace.